Hello, students. Uh, Let us once again embark on the journey of Elegy written in a country churchyard, a poem by Thomas Gray. I am your teacher, Dr. Anil Dadij. As you all know, the poem deals with the fate, humble fate of the rustic forefathers who are buried in the country churchyard. The poet is actually supposed to be meditating in the churchyard of Stockpogis village, and he is meditating upon the destiny of the simple rustics who are buried in the churchyard. He says that they will no longer be roused from sleep by any sounds. He talks of many kind of sounds like that of birds, cocks, or hunter's horn, and he also talks about the simple household domestic chores of these rustic forefathers and their family. No housewives or the children will greet them when they return to their home after their day's toil. They were simple men, and he, in a way, addresses to the ambitious people or the grand people that they should not mock, they should not laugh at the death of these rustic people, uh, because he believes that people should know that the end of all the pomp and show, wealth, beauty, or heraldry is death. Death actually levels all distinctions. And then we begin from where we left yesterday. We have already done up to this part the boast of heraldry, the pomp of power, and all that beauty, all that wealth ever gave, awaits alike the inevitable hour, and this inevitable hour is actually death. The paths of glory, or ye paths of glory, is heraldry, pomp of power, beauty, and wealth. These are all paths of glory. They lead actually only to the grave ultimately. Death is the inevitable truth of life. That is what the poet wants to communicate in this stanza. And now we move forward. Nor you. He addresses to the next class. Nor you, you proud. You who are proud, you should not impute. Impute means blame. You should not blame to these. These means these rustic forefathers the fault. You should not blame for the fault to these rustic forefathers. Why you should not blame the rustic forefathers? He addresses to the proud people. If memory, actually, the word memory is noun, but it is an abstract noun. So the poet has made the nouns, abstract nouns, as as taken to be taken as personified abstractions. So if memory means the people who should remember these rustic forefathers, that is, uh, the people who are relatives or friends to these people, the dead people. If memory means if the people who are responsible to remember, that is to say the relatives, if memory, no trophies rage over their tomb. There are a lot of inversions in the poem. Inversion means breaking the order of the sentence. Generally, this order of sentence is SVOCA, that is to say subject, verb, object, and adverbials. But here in the poem, just to keep in mind the rhyme and rhythm, poets take this liberty, and this liberty is allowed to the poets to invert the order of the sentence. Therefore, it is called inversion. सेंटेंस के वर्ड ऑर्डर को आगे पीछे कर देना. तो आई विल रीड द प्रॉपर inverted part. If memory, no trophies raise. If the people who should remember these rustic forefathers did not raise the trophies. Trophies here refers to memorials. If nothing in the memory of these rustic forefathers is made as a memorial over their tombs, just as Shah Jahan made Taj Mahal as a memorial, as a trophy for Mumtaz Mahal, that way. If the memory has not raised any trophies over their tombs, proud people should not impute, they should not blame to these rustic forefathers for this fault. What kind of trophies, what kind of memorials, कैसे memorials की बात करता है? ऐसे memorials जिसकी अभी बात कर रहे थे, like Victoria Memorial in Calcutta or Taj Mahal in Agra. If we talk about the things in Indian context, so where through the long drawn agil means pathway, long pathways, लॉन्ग ड्रॉन पाथवे, जैसे आप ताजमहल में घुसते हैं तो बहुत लंबा आपको गार्डन्स में होते हुए रास्ते बने हुए हैं जाना पड़ता है. तो दीज आर लॉन्ग ड्रॉन एजल्स. तो वेयर थ्रू द लॉन्ग ड्रॉन एजल, एंड when you enter in the monument, when you enter into the memorial, fretted vault. Vault is actually roof. And roof, what kind of roof? Fretted. Fretted means decorated. Beautifully, ornamentally decorated roofs. ऐसी मेमोरियल अगर नहीं बनी है इन देयर मेमोरीज, तो द प्राउड पीपल शुड नॉट ब्लेम. कैसी? द पीलिंग एंथम स्वेल्स द नोट ऑफ प्रेज. वेयर द पीलिंग एंथम. पील is a word which means the sounds of the bell. Anthem is actually the song in praise of something. Like when we sing national anthem, it is written in the praise of a nation. It admires the nation. So here this anthem means song. So pealing anthem means echoing song. The song, musical song which swells the note of praise. Note of praise for the memorial. Swells means increase in size. तो आवाज जब गूंजती है, when it echoes, तो the word is used, swells. The note of praise swells means it echoes. Actually, when the people enter in these beautiful memorials where the roofs are fretted, where there are long drawn angels, so people admire them. This is the note of praise. And when it echoes from every mouth, who are the tourists or the visitors of these memorials, so it becomes their voices, their admiration becomes anthem. वो उनकी तारीफ में गाए हुए सॉन्ग्स की तरह से हो जाती है when they visit these places. So if such beautiful memorials are not built in the memory of these rustic forefathers, then the proud people should not blame. This is the stanza. Now we move forward. Can storied. Why you should not blame? Why proud people should not blame to these rustic forefathers or the rustics? Because, and then he in the next stanza the poet gives you two rhetorical questions. A rhetorical question is the question wherein answer is implied in the question only. Can storied urn or animated bust back to its mansion call the fleeting breath? Now let us talk about the hard words first. Storied urn. When we talk about urn, we go in the Grecian or Roman times, where the ashes of a dead person, the dead people were buried, they were uh, cremated, and their ashes, मरने के बाद लोगों की जो राख है, जिसको अपन प्रिजर्व करते हैं, लोग प्रिजर्व करते थे इन द रोमन टाइम्स और द ग्रीशियन टाइम्स, ओल्ड ग्रीशियन टाइम्स, इन अर्न्स. अर्न इज ए पॉट. मोस्टली दीज अर्न्स वर मेड ऑफ मार्बल्स. मार्बल के कुछ पॉट होते थे जिनमें राख रखी जाती थी, मेमोरेबल लोगों की, ग्रेट पीपल की. तो and these urns or these pots were storied means they were painted in such a way, or they were sculpted, they were carved in such a way, उन पे नक्काशी की जाती थी. And generally the life and times of the dead person were carved on these urns, on these pots. So if you make such beautiful pots to store the ashes of these great people, can the fleeting breath call back to its mention? Fleeting breath means आदमी की सांस जो चली गई, the breath which has already left the body, can you call back it into its mansion? Mansion means home. क्या अपने घर में, और what is mansion? Mansion means house, home. And what is the home of the fleeting breath? The body. आपका मेंशन क्या है, आपका घर क्या है? आपकी बॉडी है. और इससे निकली हुई सांस, कैन द स्टोरीड अर्न ब्रिंग इट बैक? क्या आपकी आत्मा को, क्या आपकी निकली हुई सांस को ये बहुत ब्यूटीफुली बनाया गया पॉट वापस रिस्टोर कर सकता है? द आंसर इज नो, नहीं कर सकता. एंड इन द सेम मैनर द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज एनिमेटेड बस्ट. कैन एन एनिमेटेड बस्ट, एनिमेटेड मीन्स लाइवली, ऐसा लाइवली बना हुआ बस्ट. बस्ट इज एक्चुअली द स्टेच्यू अप टू योर चेस्ट. तो ऐसी स्टैच्यू जो बहुत लाइवली है, कैन इट ब्रिंग बैक द फ्लीटिंग ब्रेथ इनटू इट्स मेंशन? क्या वापस जान ला सकते हैं? नो, द आंसर इज इन निगेशन. कैन ऑनर्स वॉइस प्रोवोक द साइलेंट डस्ट? ऑनर अगेन personified abstraction. Honor means honorable people. If honorable people talk about or admire the dead people, can their voice provoke the silent dust? Silent dust means the dead bodies buried in the grave. वो उनकी ऐसी मिट्टी जो साइलेंट हो चुकी है, वो क्या उसको प्रोवोक कर सकते हैं? कैन दे बी वंस अगेन एजिटेटेड? उनको वो उससे खुश या नाराज हो सकते हैं, ऑनर की वॉइस से प्रोवोक हो सकते हैं? नो, नहीं हो सकते. ए डेड पर्सन कैन नॉट बी स्टर्ड और मूव्ड और प्रोवोक्ड बाय द admiration or the admiration that is done by the honorable people in their uh, respect, in their respect. Or can flattery means the people who flatter, जो चापलूसी करते हैं, जो तारीफ करते हैं, ऐसे लोगों की आवाज. कैन फ्लैटरी मीन्स द फ्लैटरर्स कैन नॉट soothe means relax, give a soothing effect to the dull cold ear of death. मौत के कारण जो कान ठंडे हो गए हैं, डल हो गए हैं, where there is no life left, क्या उन कानों को फ्लैटरी सूद कर सकती है? नो, द आंसर विल बी नो. तो दीज आर टू रेटोरिकल क्वेश्चंस which the poet raises. इसलिए because the fleeting breath cannot be brought back into the body, therefore the proud people should not be blaming to the rustic forefathers if the memorials are not raised in their respect. Perhaps in this neglected spot is laid some heart. Now he talks about the talent talent of these rustic forefathers. Maybe they lived in village, but still they could have been very talented. So he says, perhaps in this neglected spot. What is the neglected spot? The country churchyard. Perhaps in this neglected spot, in this country churchyard, is laid, is buried some heart. Some heart is buried. What kind of heart? Once pregnant. Pregnant means filled with. Pregnant means filled with. So once filled with celestial fire. Celestial is heavenly. Fire means passion. Fire means one who is inspired heavenly, means one who is gifted. Maybe some gifted people, gifted from heaven, ऐसे people are buried here in this country churchyard. कैसे लोग? Hands. Perhaps in this neglected spot is laid some hands. कैसे हाथ हैं? That might have swayed the road of empire. Just see the inversion. Hence, ऐसे हाथ यहाँ दफन है that might have swayed, जिन्होंने sway किया होता. Sway means rule. Rule किया होता, हाथ में रखा होता क्या? The road of empire. The road of empire is Rajdand, the emblem, the symbol of royal power is the rod that a king holds in his hands when he sits on the throne. So the rod of empire they might have swayed. There are some people who are buried here in the country churchyard who could have become king, or there are buried some hands who might have waked to ecstasy the living liar. They could have waked to ecstasy. Wake to ecstasy means excessive happiness, excessive joy, excessive excitement, बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी. Waked to ecstasy means ऐसा frenzied state में ला सकते थे ये हाथ. किससे? With the living lyre. Lyre is a musical instrument. सितार के जैसा होता है, wired instrument होता है. तो living lyre, when they played the living lyre, it is quite possible कि they were so master players of the musical instrument lyre that they could have carried away the listeners, their audience. So he talks about the people who had got some extraordinary administrative skills in them, or maybe they were magicians of great power and they are buried here. But they had this talent. But we move to the next stanza. But knowledge, knowledge is again personified abstraction. It refers to the people who have knowledge. Maybe the teachers, maybe the people who could have imparted knowledge. जो भी knowledge provide कर सके वो लोग. But knowledge, to their eyes, her ample page, rich with the spoils of time, did never unroll. यहाँ पे बहुत सारा इन्वर्जन है. यू हैव टू पे अटेंशन. फर्स्ट की लाइन कैसे बनेगी? बट नॉलेज डिड नेवर अनरोल. सेकेंड लाइन की लास्ट 3 वर्ड्स. नॉलेज डिड नेवर अनरोल. अनरोल मीन्स ओपन अप. रोल मीन्स लपेटना. अनरोल मीन्स ओपन करना. तो नॉलेज नेवर अनरोल्ड टू देयर आईज, टू दीज रस्टिक फोरफादर्स आईज, उनके लिए नहीं खुले क्या? हर एम्पल पेज. हर किसके लिए है? नॉलेज के लिए. नॉलेज ने अपने एम्पल पेज को, एम्पल मीन्स एनफ, मतलब प्लेंटी ऑफ पेजेस. किसके पेजेस? कैसे पेजेस? ही इज इंडिकेटिंग टू बुक्स. ऐसे पेजेस, ऐसी बुक्स विच वर रिच. सेकेंड लाइन, रिच with the spoils of time. ऐसी किताबें जो स्पॉइल्स ऑफ टाइम की बात करती हैं, समय की जो बात करती हैं, वो हिस्टोरिकल बुक्स होती हैं. बुक्स ऑफ नॉलेज हिस्टोरिकल बुक्स, जिसमें स्पॉइल्स ऑफ टाइम हो. जैसे अपन राइज एंड फॉल्स की बात करते हैं, एम्पायर्स की डिफरेंट। मुगल एम्पायर गया है, वैसे ही वहाँ पे एलिजाबेथन एम्पायर गया, फिर उसके बाद दूसरा एम्पायर आया, तीसरा एम्पायर आया, ऐसे। सो मे बी they were talented, but knowledge, the people who had knowledge did not open up for them the books of history, matlab they were never taught the books which were rich with the spoils of time, with the stories of down and fall, of up and downs of times। क्यों नहीं खोला? Why could not they find knowledge? They could achieve knowledge, they could get knowledge। रीजन देता है इन द नेक्स्ट टू लाइन्स। ही सेज चिल पेन्यूरी, द रीजन वॉज एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी पेन्यूरी। पेन्यूरी इज पॉवर्टी, बहुत ज़्यादा गरीबी। रिप्रेस्ड, रिप्रेस मीन्स दबा देना, कुचल देना, रिप्रेस कर देना। इट रिप्रेस्ड, पेन्यूरी और पॉवर्टी रिप्रेस्ड देयर नोबल रेज। रेज मीन्स द क्रेज, क्रेज फॉर लर्निंग। It was a noble craze to learn, but penury repressed their noble rage. The passion to read, passion to study was repressed because of chill penury and froze। और वो फ्रीज हो गई, वो जम गई उनकी नोबल रेज। किसको जमा दिया? द जेन्युअल करंट ऑफ सोल। सोल का जो करंट होता है, जो फ्लो होता है, करंट मीन्स फ्लो, द फ्लो ऑफ द सोल, जेन्युअल करंट ऑफ द सोल इज एक्चुअली द क्यूरियोसिटी। एक इंसान में जो क्यूरियोसिटी होती है वो उनकी फ्रिज हो गई। वाई? बिकॉज दे वर पुअर, बिकॉज दे कुड नॉट फाइंड मास्टर्स, बिकॉज दे कुड नॉट फाइंड टीचर्स हु कुड टीच देम। मे बी दिस वॉज द रीजन। Full many a gem of purest ray serene, the dark unfathomed caves of ocean bear. Full many a flower is born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on the desert air। In a metaphoric manner, the poet compares these talented forefathers with gems। जेम कहते हैं रत्न को, प्रीशियस स्टोन्स को। और किससे कंपेयर करता है? नेक्स्ट टू लाइन्स में है फ्लावर्स की। तो ही कंपेयर्स द रस्टिक फोर फादर्स विद जेम्स और द प्रीशियस स्टोन्स एंड फ्लावर्स। और फिर कैसे कहता है? फुल मैनी ए जेम, देर आर वेराइटी ऑफ जेम्स। कैसे जेम्स? ऑफ प्योरेस्ट रे सीरीन। सीरीन मतलब वेरी वेरी प्योर, वेरी काम एंड प्योर, ऐसी सीरीन प्योरेस्ट रे वाले जेम, ऐसे प्रीशियस स्टोन्स कहाँ मिलते हैं? द डार्क अनफादोम्ड केव्स ऑफ ओशन, वो मिलते हैं ओशन बियर देम। ओशन में जो केव्स हैं, और केव्स कैसी? अनफादोम्ड, विच आर अनमेजर्ड नाउ, अप टू नाउ, आज तक जिनको फादोम नहीं किया गया। फादोम मीन्स नापना, और नाप लिया गया मतलब ह्यूमन बीइंग हैव रीच्ड देयर। सो अनफादोम्ड केव्स ऑफ ओशन, जहां इंसानी पहुंच हो ही नहीं पाई है, वहां पे बियर करती है क्या? द ओशन बियर्स द जेम्स ऑफ प्योरेस्ट रे सीरीन। तो मतलब ये फोर फादर्स टैलेंटेड थे, लेकिन यहाँ तक नॉलेज पहुँच ही नहीं पाया। वैसे ही जैसे समुंदर के गहराइयों में रत्न होते हैं, लेकिन उनको दुनिया के सामने लाया ही नहीं जा सका। तो इन दिस मैनर द पोएट वांट्स टू कम्युनिकेट द ऑब्सक्योर डेस्टिनी ऑफ दीज रस्टिक फोर फादर्स, एंड देन ही कंपेयर्स देम टू ए फ्लावर। फुल मैनी ए फ्लावर, मैनी ए, जहाँ पे ए लगता है इसका मतलब क्या होता है? वैरायटी की बात कर रहा है। मैनी है लेकिन ए फ्लावर है, इसका मतलब वैरायटी ऑफ फ्लावर्स। मैनी ए, फुल मैनी ए फ्लावर इज बोर्न in the forest, on the deserts, in the deserts, to blush unseen। Blush unseen means uh, they wither, मुरझा जाते हैं। कहाँ पे? अनसीन, कोई देखे बिना ही, मतलब flowers are beautiful but they are unseen and they wither away and waste its sweetness. They do have sweet fragrance, but they waste their sweet fragrance on the desert air. डेजर्ट मीन्स वेयर नोबडी कम्स, जहाँ पे रेगिस्तान है, ऐसी हवा में मिक्स होकर के उनकी खुशबू फैलती तो है लेकिन नोबडी इज देयर टू अप्रिशिएट दैट. इन द सेम मैनर rustic forefathers had the talent of great musicians but nobody came there from the city, from from the great surroundings. They did not have great audience to appreciate them, to admire them. So they are compared to flowers and gems which are never exposed to the world. Their talent is not exposed to the world. आज हम इतना करेंगे. Tomorrow we will move forward from the next stanza. Thank you very much.